I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr. Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the meltdown that ensued when someone was called by their biological gender in Congress, in the U.S. Congress, the people in D.C., the federal government. Now, this was really interesting. As you may or may not know, we have a brand new House rep from Delaware, Sarah McBride. Now, Sarah is a biological XY male, but identifies as a female. So this is a transgender. There was this whole thing with the bill to prevent men from going into women's restrooms on Capitol Hill because of Sarah McBride. It was a whole big thing. And now we got Trump that says, you know what, there's just two genders in this country, male or female. Whatever you want to do within male or female, that's your business. But it is what it is. So Mr. McBride is referred to as Mr. because he is a man, regardless of how he identifies. Now, before I go any further, I want to show you Sarah McBride. Then we're going to get to the video in question. Of course, I will link to both of these in the box. If you're on IG, visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll this.
Well, there's absolutely no question that constitutional protections for free speech apply to all legal residents here in the United States.
Okay, first of all, I got two things. Well, number one, bro, invest in the button. Do you want to put those things up? I'm not trying to see all that, all right? You over here shifting this stuff, that's a little distracting. But the second thing, the context is there is a so-called protester out there, I believe in New York, this Muslim guy, Mahmoud something or other, and he's here on the visa, but that visa or green card got revoked. And there's this whole big discussion about freedom of speech. That's a different story for a different day, but that's the context of this video.
And we absolutely have to combat anti-Semitism in all of its forms. And we also have to recognize that there are very real differences of opinion on the issue of the conflict in Gaza. And whether you like the speech or not, we need to recognize that people have constitutional rights, and that includes the constitutional right to freedom of speech.
All right, so there we go. Freedom of speech. Now, where does freedom of speech begin and end? Like, where does it begin and end? If you are inciting a riot, is that protected under freedom of speech? I know it's quite a few J6ers in prison, or who were in prison because they said that they incited a riot. Their speech led them in prison. And it's not just in the case of J6. This has been kind of a thing. You can't yell bomb in a movie theater. You can't yell fire in a movie theater. So there's limitations on that. And also, does it apply to you? If I call you Mr., which is accurate, does that apply to you? All right, now here's the video in question. There's going to be a heated exchange between the two gentlemen right there in the center. We have Bill Keating, the Democrat, and Keith Self, the Republican. Of course, Mr. Self is the one who referred to Sarah McBride as Mr. And the Democrat, Bill Keating, did not like that too much. Let's check it out.
I now recognize the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr.
I'm
Chairman,
sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman? Would you repeat what you just said when you introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
There it is.
I know.
All right, man, kind of like stormed off a little bit. That was hilarious. The energy behind that, it was like, it's ma'am. It's the same type of energy. It's like, why be so offended? Look, you as an adult male decided to come to Congress. This is the top of the top, the best of the best. You're in the U.S. government and you're offended at pronoun issues. If you're offended by that, and I don't even think McBride is necessarily even offended, because it is what it is. The whole bathroom bill, he was like, it's no big deal, whatever. I'm not going to argue about the bathroom. And as far as your pronouns, it's like, bro, come on. Everybody can see what's going on. I'm not going to insult you, like call you all types of, quote unquote, anti-transphobic names or whatever, or curse or yell or holler or cuss. But I'm going to call you what you are, and you are a male. You are a man. It's simple as that. Whatever you want to do with yourself, however you want to style yourself, that's totally fine. If your constituents have no issue with you wearing dress, high heels, makeup, the prosthetic stuff on top of your body, if your constituents are cool with that, then that's fine. If they like it, I love it. But I'm not going to sit here and play into your delusion. You know what? This is a perfect opportunity to talk about some mental issues, because I was saying on my Twitter, there are so many made up phony disorders that don't even really exist. Okay, people talking about, I know anxiety is a real thing. People get nervous, but some of these disorders, I have crippling. You know what a lot of people will do when they first meet you or when they first introduce themselves to the world? They will lead with all their diagnoses. Oh, I got autism. I got ADHD. I got this. I got that. I got a club foot. I got a hangnail. Okay. My hair don't grow past a certain level. It's like, okay. And are you a good person? Like, how about this? Let's start with, what's your name? How are you doing today? Rather than just telling me all these quote unquote mental illnesses. A lot of these things are just used for, I would say, two main purposes out of many. The first purpose is for Big Pharma to collect money. Okay, that's what it is. All right, give you a random mental illness that doesn't really exist, put you on drugs for it, and we can pretty much print money off of that whole industry. But beyond that, people want to go get diagnosed with things. They might even self-diagnose. I've seen people self-diagnose themselves with autism. I'm like, how'd that work? How you just say, I got autism and run with that? But they want to have these diagnoses so they can go out there and do whatever they want without any kind of consequence. That's what's happening with that. But the real mentally ill people have convinced us that they're normal. Okay. You'll see a big 7-foot tall man dressed as a woman. Unironically, I'm talking about like looking like Pennywise the clown, but with girl type of, not even girl attire, just straight up Pennywise the clown. He's like, yeah, this is how I look. This is my normal identity. It's like, bro, come on. You're looking like a cartoon character in real life. That's not how normal human beings look. But we're made to believe it's okay and it's normal. If you say something about it, then you're a homophobe and you're a racist and you're a sexist and you're a xenophobe and you're transphobe, all the other obes in this. Why can't I say that somebody looks crazy and ridiculous without being some kind of bad person? I don't really understand. But then again, I do. As I close, I want to say this. The truly mentally ill have convinced us that they're regular. They're just regular, everyday people. So when you see a Sarah McBride, an obvious male, dressed as a female, changing his voice, 5 o'clock shadow at the end of the day, when you see that kind of stuff going on, you say, oh, nah, that's okay, that's fine. But somebody who's normal and functioning and totally okay will say, I have a diagnosis, and that we got to accept that too. We're going to accept the mental illness as normal and the normal as mental illness. We're living in a bizarre world. Everything's turned around. It's really weird, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about Sarah McBride being called Mr.? Is it appropriate? Is it inappropriate? Hey, ABL, just respect his, her, they, them, zers, pronouns. What are we talking about exactly? Why can't we do what we done throughout the history of man? Male, female, sir, ma'am. When I was a kid, my dad would constantly drill into my head, say yes, sir, say yes, sir, say yes, sir. It's to the point now where I say it so much, they'd be like, are you in the military? Like, are you active duty right now? Nah, that's just how I was raised. But now I'm being told that I was told that was passed down from generation to generation to generation is all of a sudden wrong. I mean, give me a break. I'm showing you respect and you take that as disrespect. How about you take yourself somewhere, talk to somebody and get your mental health issue worked out rather than trying to make that be my reality. That's it. Oh, you know what? I'll close it with this. As I've said before, your delusion is not my burden. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.